Just about 5:12 on our Monday morning, and Dan, you said today is it first alert weather day?
You know, today is not. We're on the fence, but it's more so tonight. Okay. So like during the day today, we're not expecting much in terms of thunderstorms. It's after dark. So it's going to be warm and humid, but kind of just a classic August day.
Lead into tomorrow, or?
The storms may linger into tomorrow, and then after that, David, a pattern change. So we're going to be getting drier, not as humid and not as hot. So. Good. I think a lot of us will be looking forward to that, but right now it is muggy out there. We have a lot of low clouds, right, coming in kind of dreary.
Yeah, pretty muggy,
Yeah, we had some downpours last night. Yesterday, of course, right in the afternoon in particular, a few thunderstorms rolled through, and we're kind of picking up where we left off, certainly in terms of the humidity, but the clouds and the fog will give way to sunshine. Readings will scoot on up, upper 80s and lower 90s across the area, and then a few clouds will fill back in this afternoon. But in terms of rain, I think we're going to hold it off until tonight. Meanwhile, speaking of rain, we have Hurricane Debbie, top winds 80 miles per hour. It's spinning right now, just about to make landfall. Here's Florida, by the way, the Big Bend area of Florida picking up heavy amounts of rainfall, and this is going to be a huge rainmaker for Florida, Georgia, and eventually the Carolinas as this thing makes its way across the southeast, and it's really going to begin to slow down. Let me step out of the way. As of 5 o'clock, the update, top winds 80 miles per hour. It's moving to the north and northeast at 10, but it's about to slow down here and bring copious amounts of rain to the southeast. You can see the forecasted track has it milling around offshore, and it looks like it might stay a tropical storm or a depression. Either way, it's going to bring copious amounts of rain, maybe making a second landfall over South Carolina. Where it goes from there would determine our forecasts at the end of the week and on into the weekend. Meanwhile, in the short term, we're hot and muggy to start the week today. Showers and storms tonight, lingering showers tomorrow morning, and then turning cooler. So today we're near 90. Tomorrow, likely in the 70s with a little sun in the afternoon, and we're cooler and less humid for the rest of the week. So we got one more day of the heat and humidity today. You can see lots of sunshine to get us going here, and we'll see temperatures come up probably around 90, maybe into the lower 90s. Few clouds mix in. And then it's tonight that we have the best chance of some showers and thunderstorms. We may see a stray shower or thunderstorm along, say, Route 2 and points north this afternoon, but I think a lot of us will rain free. We got to watch out for a few of these storms being strong to severe. Sunset through the wee hours of the morning, then the showers and storms weaken, but a few showers may linger into tomorrow morning. So right now we're at 68, dew point at 66, so that mild muggy feel out there this morning. You can see a lot of the mid and high level clouds have moved out, but we do have some low clouds, particularly right in the valley. But once we get through that, a lot of sunshine this morning, and then this system, area of low pressure, is going to track across Canada. As it does, it's going to bring its front our way, which will bring us some showers, downpours, and a few thunderstorms most likely tonight. Then the front will sag its way through the area overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. So tomorrow we'll start with showers and clouds and a bit of mugginess, but I think we're turning less humid as the day goes on tomorrow with sunshine working in late morning into the afternoon. And then another system will ride along the front and bring us perhaps a period of rain tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. So the timing for us in terms of rainfall over the next couple of days looks to be at night, which means the bulk of today is dry, the bulk of tomorrow is rain-free, and the bulk of Wednesday is rain-free, despite the fact that we have 2 shots of rain and thunderstorms, one tonight and then one tomorrow night into Wednesday morning. In terms of dew points, they're going to be staying in the middle and upper 60s today and tomorrow. But tomorrow's cooler temperature-wise, and then those dew points go down as the week goes on. And in fact, not too bad at all. Wednesday afternoon to Thursday may end up being the pick of the week. And then Friday, late Friday into Saturday, we'll see how Debbie plays out. But that could bring us some heavy rainfall for the start of the weekend. And then some nice stuff, maybe Sunday into much of next week. All right, another check of the forecast in a few minutes. David, back to you.
Dan, thank you.